So in seeing the title of this video, you might be thinking a sexual routine or your routine in dating where you go out to dinner, you come home, you watch a movie, you go to bed. That's not the routine I'm talking about. It really is about you and your routine and how it dulls your man's interest in you over the long run. So who am I to talk about this? I'm Coach Paula Grooms, a dating and relationship coach, licensed social worker, and author of the book, Why Won't He Commit? How a Man Decides to Make You the One. So if you have found yourself in a series of relationships that end, not that you were in love, but he didn't do XYZ, you wanted it to go the distance, but he didn't, where you really knew, this is not the man for me, I don't want to be with this man anymore. That's a very different ending than, I really love this man and want to be with him, but something isn't working. And you've had a series of those relationships whereby they just haven't worked and you haven't gotten commitment. What is this routine? It is about you and your self-concept and also what you are doing. First is not making him wonder. If you've read my book, how I talk about men loving, you will know that women love through knowing, men love through wondering. And it's on a scale of all manner of very small, subtle ways of making him wonder, and sometimes to the larger ways of really making him wonder. But what it isn't is not making him wonder about where you stand in the relationship, what you are looking for, what your value is as a woman, or about other men in your life. Those are not the ways we make a man wonder. We don't want him to wonder about your fidelity, your loyalty, your trustworthiness, and your commitment to the relationship. So we don't ever want to use other men or jealousy or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about in making him wonder. It's all the approaches and strategies I talk about here, and certainly if you follow my podcast, Make Him Wonder. The name of the podcast is there for a reason, because it is so foundational that men love through wondering. And if you are in a habit of approaching him, meaning reaching out in text all the time, you're not allowing for that wonder to develop. If you're in a rut and routine about how you answer him, meaning you're not varying it up, go to my texting playlist and understand how important it is, because texting is a way we relate today in our relationships. Very, very important, you're texting it. These approaches are very subtle. They make a man wonder in the best way possible. So if you're not really making him wonder in the right way, then you are getting in a routine that is not going to service you. The other is what works with men. You really need to be doing and behaving in a way that works for the man to, yes, continue wondering, but also to feel his best around you. And if you don't do these things and be very aware and conscious of doing them in your relationship, no matter whether you've been together 1 week, 1 year, 10 years, it needs to be continuous to make romance stay in the relationship. If you have had any relationships in the past that you've wanted and they haven't gone the distance, it's not because the man doesn't love you. It's that your self-concept and love for yourself is not where it needs to be. And that's what I work on in my programs, whereby you are working on your self-concept and your feeling about yourself. You're working on your very deep subconscious in order to get to a place where you know, believe, and then exude your value, your real worthiness, your absolute love for yourself comes across to him, and he wants to be part of that. These are the ways that we actually create and keep the love for the man that never feels routine for him. But I know that if you are falling into that routine of not having the relationships that you've wanted, that's kind of a pattern. So when I'm using routine here as a pattern, then you want to really question, there's something going on with me, probably some little voice that says, yes, there's something here I need to address. Well, it's just what I'm talking about here. Yes, it's making him wonder. Yes, it's doing what works with men. But then there's that other component of truly knowing and living in the state of knowing and actually being completely and profoundly connected to your self-love, self-awareness, and being clear about it. It will exude a way of being with your man that creates his clarity and helps him feel always wanting to be with you and going the distance. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. These are very deep things within you that you must make the connection to. If you are just getting information, just watching videos, feeling like there's something out there that is going to tell you what it is, well, I'm glad you're looking. However, if you're just looking and taking in information and not making the transformation to the self-concept that is profoundly knowing, then all these things about making him wonder and doing what works with men will only work to a certain degree. And that's maybe where you have not gone the distance in the past. You've made him wonder. You have intellectually felt of value, that you know you deserve a certain respect, way of relating, commitment, all of it. You know it intellectually, but it's eluding you. Then you know that's a deeper subconscious way of relating that is keeping you where you are. That's routine, that's pattern, and it must be changed by stopping this routine of how you've been behaving and being different. And this just getting information and not following through, and actually, if it's not me, then someone else. But work towards it. Work until you find the answer. Don't just give up and say, I'm just going to be me, and if a man doesn't accept it, then that's it. I have found that is really a denial. It is a reaction rather than a conscious getting right with self in order to have your divine right relationship. Go back and listen to this again. You will hear things a second time that you didn't hear the first time. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And I urge you, get to work. Because if it's not working for you and it has become a pattern, then we can change that by making a decision and making a movement, changing to what will work. When you change, you experience the change in another person. I work with this all the time with my clients. It's really 50% of what we do. It's through the man that we are with that we make these changes. Even if he's not there and he was there and you want a chance to get it back, you can by making these profound changes, recognizing the need for them, and then setting about transforming to what will work. You can begin today by thinking about the need for him to wonder in small ways. Get to work on the texting videos. Then you want to really understand what works with men. And yes, that's getting information, but maybe if you've been getting it and not getting the results, then it's time to do something different, and that could be by working with someone. And then, of course, the self-concept work that is profound. There are only a few ways to do that. I work with the Neville Goddard Manifesting technique that actually works with that. It is the most enjoyable way I have found to do it. Certainly the least laborious way that takes a lot of effort with other folks, like hypnotherapy or something like that. You can do it yourself without going to a hypnotherapist. It's all out there on YouTube, in books, in so much that's available to you now. If you know my stuff, you know I follow many of the manifestors who do this Neville Goddard technique, and go and search it online for yourself and start. And then if you want more with the man that you want to go for forever, connect with me and we can work together on that. At the very least, we can have a consult or a podcast episode that you can be a guest on. I have many ways to talk to me, so I hope you will follow through with connecting with me. I trust you got a lot of good information in this video, and I want you to have more by subscribing and clicking that red alert bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you want even more, there are ways to talk to me. You can talk to me for free on the podcast. You can have a consultation with me. There are several other ways that you can check out by going to CoachPaulagrooms.com. I am available to you. Just go now to CoachPaulagrooms.com for any question, to get my book, to find out about any of my coaching programs, my self-help courses, anything at all that you need. I am here for you and want to give you all that is possible, because all is possible for you in your romantic life. And you can get what you desire and deserve. I want you to know that. I am happy you are here learning, leveling up, and I will see you in the next video.